Welcome back to AM Northwest. From gun violence to climate change, a new documentary explores how young people today are taking action. The Day I Had to Grow Up profiles 6 youth activists, the events that shaped their lives and their passionate hopes for the future.
Because we have endured bullets and storms and fires. Because we have had to grow up one too many times. Speaker Pelosi, Democratic leadership, we are asking you to grow up. When will you confront? Speaker Pelosi, when will you confront the roots of division and hatred? When will you come up with a plan?
We welcome the documentary's co-directors and producers, Laura Pellegrini and Stefano, who are both in their safe COVID bubble, so everything's okay. I have to start out, first of all, it's a powerful documentary. But let me ask you this. I was talking with a 17-year-old girl the other day, and she feels heavy with this responsibility of all that's wrong right now in the nation. And I'm wondering if you feel that heaviness and depression as well.
Well, I think we feel a little bit more hopeful. I can only speak for myself, but Laura and I had these conversations over time, that having conversations with youth over a long period of time, took us 2 years to do this documentary, gave us some perspective. And although whether you take issues from environmental issues or California wildfires, gun violence, obviously, they feel equipped for the world, but they really want to be taken seriously. And I think that's the most important thing that I think for us gives us a sense of hope for them.
Laura, why do you think youth activism is needed now more than ever before?
I think youth is really coming at a cross-section of criticality and hope. And these youth activists in particular, they're responding to issues that they're passionate about, that they're knowledgeable about, and that they're mobilizing others to be a part of. It's a really, really exciting time for youth. And it's a chance for them to prove to other generations that they are well equipped and that they have the tools to move forward.
Do you think that they feel disappointed in previous generations that they didn't solve some of these problems? I mean, I can go back to when we talk about gun violence, Sandy Hook. 20 first graders shot and killed, 28 total, and nothing changed.
You know, the inability for Congress to move on these issues, and also for the older generations to take the torch and get out. You know, one of the themes that we hear a lot in the documentary is money in politics. Money in politics. Right. It's a theme that's repeated over and over again. And I think that they're upset, they're discouraged, but they use this as an opportunity to strive and to keep going. They use it as an opportunity to have even more reason why that change is necessary right now.
Laura, what are there are 5 ways that you say that youth can become active and choose activism?
Yeah. Steph and I talk about this all the time. I think the first primary reason or tip for an activist is organize. You know, change is exciting, and it's important that youth learn at an early age to link up with fellow like-minded activists, to organize on a community level and build those connections so that they can then strategize on a local level. And it's important that they organize within a church or a house of worship, a school, a local town hall. That'll really give them great experience at a young age that they can then carry over later on. And then the second point, Stefano, I'll let you take this.
Well, I think another thing what we always talk about is reading. You know, that from different points of view, you'll be met with many different points of view of people who disagree with you along the activist road.
Right.
And being aware of the pluses and minuses of the solutions that you're proposing or advocating towards is very important, because when you meet people who disagree with you, you want to have a dialogue rather than, you know, 2 people in a shouting match that are sticking to one side. So reading, getting as much thorough information on the specific cause that you're focused on is the second most important. The third, we would say, is running for office. Running for office,
for sure. Especially, you know, kids, they can't run for Congress, obviously, but they can certainly run for class president. They can start a organization, an association. You know, it's important that they recognize those talents so that they can link the demand for change with how to practically build towards making that change happen. That's a lesson that will really serve them later in life.
Which interview struck you the most, touched your heart the most in your documentary?
I think you want Taylor,
No, go for it.
I would say for us, Taylor Nicole Turner, whose best friend Helena Ramsey was killed. At Parkland. It's unbelievable to think when you're as a child in your school and the safety of that to have that trauma for the rest of your life and to have someone killed. I mean, that's the thing that I think we were the closest with the Helena's family, and just that was the hardest to piece that together. And our relationship with Taylor still goes on. 2 years later, we still talk to her.
After seeing the documentary, I actually thought of her, because the news today is that 2020 was more guns bought than ever before, more people killed by gun violence than ever before, and that's not even including suicide. So I thought of her and how it must be so frustrating for her to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And for her too, to just bring compassion to that point of view and really talk about it from a place of maturity and great wisdom, as opposed to making it a shouting match. I feel like Taylor is an example of one of those activists that is really working practically with others and trying to build communication and dialogue towards making those changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
For her community and for communities at large.
Absolutely. We want to tell our viewers The Day I Had to Grow Up is available on most streaming sites, including for free on Tubi TV. We'll have more details and links on our website at KATU.com.